So, Fiona.
Don't start with so. You always do that. Stop it. Right.
Oi. Oi. You are listening?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, we have exciting news, don't we?
No, we don't have exciting news. We have exciting news.
No, we have so much excitement.
Well, you do, yeah.
We have exciting news because we have finally gone greener than we have been anyway up to now, haven't we?
Well, we're trying. We're trying, aren't we?
So the decision has been made.
Well, you've been banging on about it for quite a long time.
The leap of faith has been actioned.
Yep.
We have finally bitten the bullet.
Yep.
So what have we done?
I've got my first fully electric EV. I've got rid of my little pocket rocket.
There's an acronym already. That's the first one in this game, isn't it? EV. Stands for electric vehicle. We got that bit. There's another one. Did you know about ICE? I've been looking at doing some research, obviously, and it's come up with EV versus ICE. And I'm going, what the hell's ICE? That stands for internal combustion engine, petrol or diesel. So
Normal
the old
car.
stuff.
Normal car, in other words.
Normal car, yeah. And so it's a case of looking at the costs and all the rest of it. So your change has come about because what? Your car's what? 4 years old?
I can explain this bit.
Okay.
My car would have been early next year, that's early 2022, 5 years old. Don't normally keep a car for that long, but obviously with lockdown and pandemics I've barely driven it, so there was no point getting rid of it before. And it was a sport car, soft top, little pocket rocket mini, which I loved. So time was coming to change it, but after the pandemic we thought maybe it was best to explore the EV route, and that's what we did. And we've gone for it.
And also did come about because your office is only like 3 miles away. And even there and back, it's like 6 miles. It's like, what do you need? And all singing, all dancing, drive hundreds of miles car.
It's true. It's true. Most of my driving is fairly local, within Wiltshire, Swindon. If I'm doing a longer journey, quite often it's London, I get the train anyway. So... however, you come against a big problem, don't you, when you're researching electric vehicles? This is another phrase which we didn't know, but we know it now. It's called range anxiety.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, because some of the cars have got very little batteries, so they will not go very far at all. I mean, going to Bristol and back from Swindon, on some of them, is just not going to happen.
And the trouble is, those that have got really small range, I mean, their range is such, that's in a normal car, that's the time when you'd be filling it up again, isn't it?
Yes. Also, I bought a new car as well because mine was coming up to its 3 years of its lease, and that was due for a change. Well, I could have kept it going for another year, but I decided not to bother because I was looking for a car that could tow this. So it means I can't go completely electric at this stage.
Sadly, no.
But what I can do is go hybrid, but not the hybrid of old. It's the new hybrid, where it's, when I say new, it's new to me anyway, but a recharge. So the petrol engine will charge the electric batteries for me. And then actually there's a feature on the new XC90, which allows me to hold that charge for when I get to destination said, and then release the charge and just run on pure electric. So currently my XC90 does about 26, 27 miles per gallon towing this. Plus, in normal running mode, it will deliver something like 114 miles per gallon. That's what the book says. However, I suspect that will change once we find out what it's like in the real world.
So So I've got a little BMW i3S coming in a few weeks. It's I've chosen it all myself with some blue interior. And it moves like, well, pretty close to my pocket rocket, isn't it? If not a bit faster.
Yes.
On the test drive, it was, it's obviously it's automatic, all automatic. That's a new thing for me. So to get used to that, I did try and stop it with my left foot. We stopped very quickly,
Yes,
didn't we?
we did. Yeah, you tried to kill me,
Yeah.
didn't you?
Yeah.
Tried to slap me through the windscreen. You won't be doing that again.
No, luckily it was in a car park and we were going slowly.
Yeah.
But it's fast, and driving it is very responsive. So when you put your foot down, you're fast, quick. There's no delay. When you take your foot off the accelerator, it immediately slows down and reacts. I can see when I'm a bit more used to it, I'll barely use the brake at all. But, you know, it's going to take a while to get used to it.
They have a recharge anyway, don't
Yeah.
they? When you lift your foot off, it actually puts some power back into the battery again.
And it's got a range. What's the range?
185 miles-ish. Over 100 miles. But it's fine. You're only doing 6 a day.
Yeah, but however, you do tend to think when you've got an electric vehicle, I'll buy it and that's it. Oh no. Oh no, it is. You're entering a whole new world.
Yes, and that has taken us down, well, a lot of research and learning. First thing we had to do was our house obviously needs a charger to be able to charge your car.
Yeah, you don't have to have a charger at home, but why wouldn't you? Because frankly, there aren't many out and about, are there? Yet.
No, there isn't. And we are lucky in so much that we do have driving somewhere where you can actually charge it off. If that was not the case and you're on the road, what the hell would you do? You'd have to wait until you're public charging. That's all you could do.
There is a site called Co-Charger where for people who live in towns and cities where you can link up with people nearby and share the cost of chargers. Not relevant to us, but relevant to a lot of other people.
No. See, the pandemic has actually helped us, if that makes any sense at all, in so much that because of this semiconductor and chip problem, when you place an order, it takes months in order to get your car. Now, luckily in those months, we've actually done a couple of things to the house, because our meter was one of the old style ones, so we had to get that changed for one of the smart meters in order to put an intelligent charger on the house.
The reason we've got to go down the smart route is because we've bought a charger at home, a car charger which is fixed on the wall. See a picture of it. Guy came and did it. We got a grant towards the cost, a small grant. It's about £1,000 the one we chose, and we get like £300 grant, which the installer claims back for himself. So we've got our own charger. I can just see it through the caravan window.
And also what we need to do is look at going down a smart energy tariff. But in the last few weeks, the energy market has gone absolutely mad. So in which case, the cheapest is to do nothing. So that's exactly what we're doing.
9 times out of 10, it's not going to be an issue at all. I'm going to charge it at home, and as Steve said, when it's cost effective, we'll move to a smart tariff, which is using pure renewable energy, and it's going to charge at night. We're asleep anyway, and it will do it on its own because we've got the smart gubbins to do it.
But at the minute, with the way the tariffs have all gone, there's absolutely no point. We're on one of these one rate charges, so you can charge whenever you like, right? So that's what we'll do. But come March, when we have to change, it will be to this new tariff. And at that time, we'll probably go to, I think it's one of the Octopus Energy tariffs that will allow us to charge at a very cheap rate for like 4 hours in the middle of the night. So we'll set your car up to do that then. Once you start down this road, I mean, that's where you could stop. You just could stop there, couldn't you? But or we can go the rest of the whole hog in terms of going green as well.
However, as with so many other things we've done, you start doing one thing green and suddenly another possibility of green pops up, and then another, and then another. And that's exactly what's starting to happen to us.
And the driver behind that probably is that it's not the fact we got an electric vehicle, though that's kind of the tipping point of it, but what has also recently happened in terms of the fuel crisis. It's quite wise to have another form of fuel ability. So not petrol, not diesel, but electric. So you've gone completely electric, that's fine, whereas mine's half and half. But what about the house? What about that? So we're now looking at perhaps solar panels on the roof, but with batteries on them, because there's no kind of feed-in tariff worth anything these days anyway. So whatever power you generate, you might as well keep yourself. Therefore, I can charge your car up from batteries for nothing. So I can take the energy from the solar panels, stick it in some batteries, and then use the batteries to run the house at the most expensive times, therefore cutting down our requirements from the grid, if that makes sense. What I can also do is use that thing that we've never ever used on our house. It's called an immersion heater, because the biggest driver that's going up at the minute is gas, isn't it? And that's how we run hot water. So why not use the solar panels to charge the batteries up again, but this time run something that runs the hot water tank and gives us hot water 24 hours a day and runs your car. So there's more to it if you want to go down that road, and we probably are going to run both cars and house and make it as green as possible.
Hang on a minute though, you have to bear in mind going green is expensive. Although in the end this should help with monthly cash flow and coping with fluctuations in the energy market, which don't look like they're going to go away anytime soon. A lot of people, you have to understand, when you buy this stuff, there's money to be paid up front. You can't just leap into it and do it. You know, solar panels on the roof, even leasing a car requires a deposit. So we have to bear in mind that actually going green requires an investment, which you will only get back over quite a long period of time.
Yes, yes. But then if you think about how much we were paying dual fuel on that house 20 years ago, and what's happened to it in 20 years, what's it done? Quadrupled?
Yeah, because Steve is like gadget king and spreadsheet man, we've got spreadsheets that show when we moved into this house, we were paying like £45 to £50 a month for gas and electric.
Gas and electric.
Gas and electric, yeah, and it's now about £170 a month, and that's before the predicted price rises.
And they're all about that doubling, aren't they?
Just crazy amounts of money, crazy for the same amount of energy. So I think a lot of people are going to have to make different choices.
It won't be the same amount of energy for us though, because we will be, I mean, it's the fuel that your car is going to be having. Yes, it is going to be a lot less than petrol or diesel, you know, but it is an additional cost that's coming in a different way, that's all. So there we go. That's our news. There will be more on this as and when we install things, and you can see what's happened and why we've chosen a particular item.
Yeah, and you can actually see the cars.
Yes, indeed, yes. Well, you know, yours is coming quite soon, but mine, God knows when. They did say end of this year, maybe.
And mine will just be a run around, clearly not one that tows a caravan. And on that note, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the little bell.
See you soon.